going to talk super fast because I got a lot more than 3 minutes to say, but I want to start with pointing out, you see all the empty chairs here? They all got your marching order. They all got up and walked out because they didn't want to hear me speak because they knew I was speaking at this. That's pretty disgusting transparency and democracy, but that's just what you've turned this chamber into, us versus them mentality. But let me educate some of you aldermen from 50,000 foot view of what arbitration is and how we got here today. Because I think at least 10 of you are what's going to decide this decision, one way or the other. Arbitration, and this body, this city of Chicago, was the one who helped pick Ed Ben as an arbitrator. Interest arbitration was granted to police and fire in lieu of the ability to strike. The process is very simple. Because the previous administration refused to negotiate a full contract, we were forced to break it up into 2 segments. That second segment was never done under Lightfoot, and it certainly wasn't getting any movement here. So we were forced to go to arbitration. The list of arbitrators is 7 deep. The city got to strike 3 arbitrators from that list. We got to strike 3. Ed Ben was the last man standing. They knew Ed Ben's position on arbitration for termination cases was rock solid. He had done it several times in different jurisdictions over many years. So if they were so hell-bent on this not becoming reality, then the city should have struck Ed Ben from ever being one of the arbitrators possible. But they didn't. So they are as culpable as anybody when Ed Ben makes this decision. Ed Ben's decision, I will remind you, is grounded in 45 years of legal expertise in labor law. This is all about law. There's a lot of emotion about police conduct, about police murders. Again, murders are adjudicated in a criminal court. This is about discipline. The police board, there's a lot of fallacies also about transparency. The police board deliberates in closed session. You had the new president of the police board standing here last month telling you about the difference in now and as opposed to in the past about how officers are basically getting exonerated because they knew this was coming down. They knew their days were numbered about having the sole authority about deciding these cases. So they started being more fair. But I'll just leave you with this caveat of why we're here today with this proposal specifically. We have the ability to opt out of this agreement, which is what we did. But when you go to 26th and Cal, any murder, a detective who investigates a murder is put on the stand and have to answer for their investigation on why they did something or why they didn't do something. Our members have never had that ability at the police board to bring in a COPA investigator or internal affairs investigator to put them in a witness chair to testify on why they did something or why they didn't. The hearing officer has every single time refused that motion, period. That is not transparency. That is not a fair process. That is all we have ever asked for. You do have a legal obligation to the law. If you don't like the law, you don't get to say, I don't like the law, I'm going to ignore it. You have to go and change it in Springfield. We're willing to have that fight too if you want. But do your duty, do your oath to uphold the Illinois Constitution, and labor law is part of that law and Constitution. If you vote no, you worry about the squeaky wheels, we'll be coming for your chairs.